Before you spend another 3 hours looking for a new product to sell on Amazon, stop. You may already have the answer sitting inside your own store. In this workshop, I'm going to show you 3 things I want you to do before you source something new. Restock, revisit, research. Because sometimes the easiest way to make more money on Amazon is to buy what already made you money. A lot of really, really good stuff happening. A lot of people coming through back to school and one of the biggest selling periods, just the crazy selling season. I mean, let's talk about the obvious, of course. Back to school had people running around buying inventory. Sales are moving super fast. Everyone's excited to ship because you could see the opportunity, right? Now that the obvious seasonal rush is starting to slow down, that's where sellers tend to stop, right? So the end of the season is not permission to stop running your business. And just because you ended up making a good chunk of money does not mean you slow down at this point. So what we're looking at now is what would be our next step, right? What are we out of? What are we out of? We go open up our Seller Central. We not Cellaram. We don't go open up Keepa, not Walmart looking for something new. What we do is we open up Seller Central. And from there, we're going to look at our inventory and we're going to see what's out of stock. How many products have we already sold that have proven to sell for us that currently have zero inventory? This is your forgotten money. This is the money where you are going to basically, you don't need another lead. You don't need to know, ooh, can I find something exciting? Can I go source something else? I just need to rebuy what already worked. Now, sourcing does not need to be exciting. It is not an exciting process. Sometimes the stuff you find, you just say to yourself, the fuck are people still buying this stuff for, right? There has to be enough times that you see it where you say, they're still buying that shit, right? And you go in and you actually restock it and you sell it and you're quite happy with it. And then, the pattern repeats itself. You forget again. Pattern repeats for everybody. You forget again. Amazon does too. They run out of stock all the time, right? But really, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to buy that boring thing again and again and again. What sold in the last 30 to 60 days? What are we currently low on? What went out of stock? What did you sell that you never reordered? And what could you buy today without doing another hour of research? That one might hit home for everybody here. What could you buy today within your current inventory that is zeroed out that would prevent you from having to spend 1 hour on the computer trying to find something new? We don't need to make money on all the new shit. We can actually just make money on the same shit, right? You have been MIA. Shindy, you're back. It's your girl, Love you back. Mark T in the house. Good to have you here. Let's see who I missed. JD. I'm looking. Wander, I see you as well. Good to have you here. So let's say we have like a 24-hour like restock like challenge, if you will. Yeah. It gets you shopping for all these like instead of going out and like looking for something new or like what could I find in 24 hours? You just look and you say, by tomorrow, I want to find 3 things. And I want to do actually I want to do 3 things, right? I want to restock. I want to find something that's already sold that I need more of. The next thing I want to do is I want to revisit that. Something I've sold but I abandoned it because the price changed, the velocity changed. Like really, we abandon products all the time. There are products. Let me do I have a good example? Yeah, I got a great example. Werther's caramel, what is it called again? Werther's salted caramel? Salted caramel? Bro, remember? Werther's salted caramel. You could buy it over at Ross back in the day, like $4.99. Fucking delicious. Tastes good. Tastes hella good. Sells even better. Then all of a sudden something happened. Either it became an auto on gate or something occurred. Oh, I know what it was. It was no longer only sold at Ross. It was now sold at Walmart. So now everybody could buy it, right? They could just buy it from Walmart. So they start inbounding it. Now I look at the listing one day, I say, shit, that motherfucker's selling 1,000 times a month. But the seller count is on a rise. Man, it's on the rise. Everybody knows they can get it from there. If anybody's looked at it recently, it doesn't have very many sellers on it. That is the art of revisiting a listing. It's about going back and looking at it again to see if there's any opportunity there, to see if the price changed, to see if the sales velocity changed, to see if the number of sellers has dropped. Check it again. Then you go research one new opportunity related to something you already understand. Now, what does that mean? That means that if I'm selling some brand and it's doing pretty good, I should probably check to see if within that brand there's something else that's doing good. Maybe it comes in red, maybe it comes in blue, maybe it comes in black. Maybe a new listing pops up and now it comes in green too, right? But unless I actually go through the motions of looking at each of those things, I'm not going to find that. So those are the three things. The first one is restock. The second one is revisit. And the last one is research. So we're going to do those three re's. We're going to get really, 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 with everything. And then we have to put a dollar amount behind it. It doesn't matter if your budget's 100, 500, 2,000. A portion of that money needs to be working. It has to be working, right? Because we're trying to hit this inventory gap that's about to occur. Today's purchases equal future inventory equals future sales. And if you wait until your sales start to drop when you start buying, you're already behind. Now, many of you guys have experienced this. You have gone through this phase, and some of you will have your highest ever months ever right now. But what you do right now will show and it will show up in September. So if you're staring at the numbers, you're like, damn, this is pretty good. Or maybe, just maybe you're staring at the numbers and you say to yourself, how am I going to keep this going? You're not. You're going to do other stuff. And it's going to be as good and it's going to be as profitable, but it's not going to produce the same dollar value of sales because the velocity will be different. The sales will slow, they'll be different. It won't be less, it'll just be different, right? It's very different. And we need to remember that because when we go into listings, if we invest, great example, you invest $10 and it sells for $30 and you make $9 profit, is very different on that $30 sale if you had sold 10 two-packs. 10 two-packs is $7 a two-pack. It costs you $10. Profit's $1.20 per unit at $7. That gets you what? $12 profit. And the sales on Amazon is $70. So now the $30 sale, which is just as close to ROI, close, not as, 120 versus 97, whatever. Close is not going to produce the same dopamine hit as pulling down and seeing $70 in sales versus 30. And you have to get your mind right on this because there's nothing wrong with 97% return on investment. And there's nothing wrong with a $30 sale versus $70 in sales, right? Just different effort. You might only have to pack one thing in order to get that profit as opposed to packing 10 things. And so we need to look at that when we're looking at how we roll forward from here. But you aren't going to spend an eternity doing it because you're going to miss this week. You're going to miss it, right? Let me see. Hold on a second. So let me go back out. So you're going to purchase, you're going to prep, you're going to ship, then you got to check in, you got available, then it's a sale. That's the delay. That is a delay, period. So inventory you buy today isn't for today. It's funding the store you want 2 to 4 weeks from now. Everything feels like at this point, we're in August and everything feels early. It's like, oh, we're so early. We're so early to fall. We're so early to the holidays. We're so early to the quarter 4. We're so early to giftable products, toys, grocery items, Halloween, meltable goods. We're so early to all of this, right? But we need to recognize the next selling period is already approaching, right? It's already here. And so if we get too caught up in what's happening right now and get too wrapped up in the excitement, and it feels fucking exciting because now what you have, tell me this isn't exciting. You have all of these back to school sales happening and customers are getting the delivery within 1 day, which means you're getting paid in 8 days. It feels fucking good, doesn't it? Every time every day you wake up, Amazon owes you a ton of money. Owes you a ton every single fucking day, right? It's like every time, it's unreal how quick it's coming. But those are your guys' efforts. Those were your efforts from the beginning, end of June and all of July. They're all showing up right now. That doesn't mean you missed anything. Those of you guys that didn't catch it, it's no big deal. It's not a big deal. You're just in the beginning of something else. You're in the beginning of a new run. We need to remember that as well. You guys got to be more kind to yourselves when it comes to sales that you got, sales you didn't get, and learning experiences that you can never take back. You have to get those. You have to get them out of the way. There is no better way in this business to learn the ups and downs than to be in the ups and the downs. You gotta be in it. I was talking to a seller this morning. She said, I can't wait to write down in my book everything that occurred this season so that I remember to do better next year. I thought she was doing just fine right now. I'm like, shit. But you know what? She right. She got to write it down so she don't forget. You got to write it down. That way you remember. I mean, unless you have a better way of like putting into a spreadsheet so you remember for next year. But even then, what we're just trying to do is remember how much did you spend in these during this period. And now we're moving into the new period. And it's like, okay, it's time. Got some new shit to do, right? SD in the chat talking about, bro, you remember the pumpkin sauce? Yeah, motherfucker. He was giving out pumpkin sauce for like for Valentine's presents. Okay, so before I go on to the next thing, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Because I haven't seen a lot of you guys in a while. We haven't been in a workshop in a minute. And they kind of flow together, not necessarily have all the data, but has anybody seen everybody's successes over here? There's some crazy shit. Penny Lee hitting her first 40K. I'm going in there right now. We're gonna share screen. That way everybody can see it. Let me go change. Hit her first 40K. Let's go over here. Let's take that 30 off there. That's gonna be awesome. Fucking congratulations. All right, good. Let's go over here and share. Oops. This is awesome. Entire screen? No. Nope. Here. Did it work? Yeah, it sure did. Sure the fuck did. So let's talk a little bit about the successes. Because you guys saw them, right? Can you guys see that or no? Sometimes I think I don't share the screen correctly and I can't tell. Let's do this. Can you guys see it or no? No? Oh yeah, you guys can see it. Okay, cool. Let me see. Premium. Here we go. Oh, it did work. Okay, great. So what do we got in here? We've got Penny hitting her first 40K month. That's awesome. Shelly hitting her 20 and let's 20 and beyond. Let's go, baby. Onward and upward. Pam, last 30 days, 143,000. That's fucking beautiful. Visionary, aka Casey. Casey. I just call him Cassie. It's Casey. He's gonna be pissed off later. First 30K. These guys been selling like 4 months. It's fucking great. Angie in the house. Oh, Angie in there at 40K. Let's go. Sabata hitting her 252. I don't think people understand how valuable that is. There's no risk in Amazon without a 252 or more account health score. You can't fuck up. Right? You're not in the I'm gonna fuck up. Ooh. Keith at 36.6. Keith just started this year. Man is working a full-time job, guys. Big Debbie at 43K for the first 8 days. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of the month. Those are like two 7K days. What? Lisa hitting her 7K badge, 70K badge. What? What? 40K club with Russ. What? Mark T hitting 70K. Shut up. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Stacy, she's so close. I think she's at 100 and she didn't tell us yet. Big Debbie hitting her 100K. Bro, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The accomplishments within the group have been insanely good. Insanely good, right? Insane. And all it takes is just putting your head down and sending in the shipments. And here's where it differs. No one needed to know in June that crayons would sell right now or glue. No one needed to know that. Erasers, crayons, and glue, because y'all knew it was going to sell. And each year we go through this. And you get each year you get every experience of every season of what people will want and what people don't want. It's your own experience too. And the more you test stuff, the more you find out what is great and what isn't. The more you can let go of the stuff that is like that's not going to work for you, or this will work for you. My point is, you need to go through all the seasons. You need to give yourself a chance. You need to get on a listing that's an auto on gate and get absolutely fucking destroyed. You need that. Without that, it's like trying to careful your way to your first 100,000. You're going to careful your way there. You need to get your ass kicked. You need those things. And they don't come from anything more than just sending more inventory in. Some of you guys pulled back on back to school. Some of you guys realize that you owe it to yourselves to actually learn when enough is enough. And that might be one of the best experiences for everybody here, because I think some of you guys sent stuff last week and it's starting to sell this week and you realize it wasn't too late. You owe it to yourself to decide when is enough. You don't have to just guess and say, well, I'm just going to pull the plug today because I think this could be a bad time. I think you have to find out for yourself, and you don't need to come back later and say, I wish I would have sent more the following week. I don't think this is one of those times. Now, do I think there's a time period in here where it comes to an end? Absolutely. But who am I or anyone in the group to tell you when enough is enough? You have to learn that lesson yourself and document it so that next year you can actually plan. We get better and better from the mistakes we make and from the wins that we have. And we can't ever pull back from that. But if you're going to take something you just did and learned well, and take it into the next month and the next quarter, it will be that you put your head down and you got to work. And they actually sent the inventory despite seeing the results. And you are back again in that same period where you have to do the same. Send the inventory despite seeing the results. Like, you can't see what's going to happen. You can only trust the data in your 100 stamp, 200 stamp, 1K stamp. That's the only data you get. That's all you get to choose from. Plus maybe some Keepa data, and you're going to go through the charts. You're going to look and see, how did your competitors do around this time last year? You can use that data too, but nothing will trump your own data year after year. And if we're going to do this, if we're really going to do this, then we owe it to ourselves to learn all of it. And we owe it to ourselves to decide when is enough, right? Some of you guys bought extra inventory and are starting to buy extra inventory going into this year so you can stay in stock all year long for back to school products. Delicious. That's a beautiful idea. That is a fucking glorious idea. I love it. I love it. Because come end of September, start of October, FBA offers will dwindle down to like some of the smallest amounts. And some of these listings will be absolutely beautiful. And you'll be able to go in on them if you have inventory. But the minute that price breaks and goes the other direction, you have zero inventory. You have a lot to think about, a lot to decide where you're going to put your resources and what you're going to do next. But one thing's for certain, you need shipments to go out. And if you've been sending 800 units, 1,500 units, 1,000 units, even 300 units, then you best believe you better fucking send 300 units of something. You better figure it out. It's time. And the best place, I say, the first place you need to start is your inventory. Go there first. Go to your inventory first. Find out what you need to restock. Then next, go to the next part, right? First part was what? We said restock something that you already sold and you just need more of. Number 2, restock or resold those that you abandoned, the things that you walked away from because the price, competition, velocity, everything changed. Yeah. And then research products you already sell in that brand of other stuff that you could be selling. Very simple, right? Very, very simple. So when this ends today, I want you to remember this. I don't want you watching another video. I don't want you opening another course. I definitely don't want you spending 3 hours looking for the perfect product. What I want you to do is go look at your own store. Find out what you're out of, find out what you're low on, and find out what you already made money on. Then go shopping. Your assignment isn't to learn something new tonight. Your assignment is to put inventory back into your business. It's always going to be the same thing. Restock, revisit, research, buy, and ship. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to stay on long, but in case you didn't know, it's pretty juicy in the streets right now, so your girl is going out shopping. I expect all of you guys to do the same. If you need any help from me, make sure you reach out. For those of you guys that are in the free Discord community, there's a 7-day trial to join premium. For anybody else that's interested in any kind of help, just reach out to me. I love all of you guys. Have yourselves a great Thursday. If this helped you, subscribe to the channel because I'm bringing Wensey's workshop back and we're going to keep talking about what's changing in Amazon and what sellers should be doing next. But for now, get off YouTube, go check your inventory, restock, revisit, research, then buy and ship. I'll see you in the next one.